Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, September 16th, 2015. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. Hope you're having a good trading week. We had a great day on Tuesday here on the stock side. We had really big winners in Guild and some other stuff early. It was nice. Things died off a bit in the afternoon after we kind of rallied a bit, and I'll show you the intraday action. Volume, unfortunately, was horrible. We kind of figured it would be. It appears that everybody's waiting for the Fed this week for whatever reason. And so we'll look at that in a moment. So here's the ES front month futures contract. And you can see we're still in like a flag type of formation here on the ES. Net for the day, the S&P was up 25 points. That does give us one of the highest closes since the rollover in August. NASDAQ side trying to eke its head out, but remember, this is that wall. This is the low from May, June, July, August, right here. So we're just rallied into that, above that enough yet. That's a big resistance point. SOX was up 7. Biotechs are up 38. So we had a reasonable move in the biotechs, and it took us back up to new highs since the rollover. VIX is down 1.71. That's the lowest close basically since the drop in August started. We had the trend close the session at 0.50 with now the 10-day moving average at 1.52. NASDAQ volume only 1.45 billion shares or so. Again, a little bit better than the Monday, which is interesting because we started out actually worse. So they brought it up later in the day, but it's still one of the lightest, 2 or 3 days of the last couple of months. So that's not spectacular. Crude oil, $45 it closed at. It's kind of the normal range at this point in time for crude, middle of where we've been over the last several months. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ closed positive 1,104, and on the New York closed positive 1215. Google was up $12.60. That's a nice recovery for Google. Apple was up almost $1. That's also trying to get into recovery land there. Amazon also up a point. That's really a blip for Amazon. It's held up pretty well in all this. And Netflix, which was a potential short trigger if it had broken that red line, did not. We did not get the trigger on that today, but it certainly got a little bounce once it started to pick up speed to the upside. Here's a look at the ES futures in 10-minute. We're going to go to 5-minute candles. And you can see we started out basically flat. We actually missed the gap fill by about a tick or two from yesterday's close. And for about 30, 40 minutes, we were going nowhere. Then we finally broke out and ran up and drifted higher over lunch. And basically where we came out of lunch is about where we closed the session. So that was the move there. If you look at the NASDAQ side, one thing that's interesting is that a lot of the bigger names in the NASDAQ, other than maybe Google, did not have a big up day today, despite the fact that NASDAQ was definitely up. So that's interesting. But here's the same look. Tiny gap up. This one did fill the gap, and then it rallied and went from there. We had some nice futures trades, too. The opening range plays both worked. So it was a good day all around. Forex was a little slow, although we ended up carrying a decent winner home in Forex overnight. We still have that now. But, two okay days considering the fact that the volume in the markets have been so light and really just disappointing. We go into Wednesday. We've got the CPI, which can obviously move the markets. It's a decent data point, along with the MBA mortgage index, NAHB housing market index, crude oil inventories, and net long-term tick flows after the close. Still have the weekly jobless claims, housing starts, building permits, Philly Fed, Natty Gas, the Fed rate announcement on Thursday, and then leading indicators on Friday. But the big thing is somewhere in here, this is triple expiration week. We should get some type of an options and futures expiration related move. Usually they happen starting after the first hour of play, either on Wednesday and Thursday. No word yet how the Fed meeting going to Thursday this time will affect that, but we'll be on the lookout for something there. And doing what we can to help you out. Everybody, if you have not taken a trial of our services, you may feel free to do so. And if you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a great trading day.